Green, green, green.
Oh, but Koa holds it around the outside, and he gets a way better
take it. Pushing hard already, 3 wide into turn 1.
A little bit, and a group of Aston's just piling up on him, trying to hold everybody off. Push him wide a little bit, oh, but you can't make it stick.
Boonstra is able to hold the inside.
Got a little overlap, but he can't do it.
Ooh, and he just caught it.
Mr. Sir and King are banging doors.
Oh, shoot!
And we're off and away for SRA.
Hello and welcome, SRA race fans. Season 6, Race 5 here at Zolder. We're going to have a fantastic race for you guys tonight. D1 driving, and these are the best of SRA, an over 300 driver league, and also represent some of the best of North America. So you're going to be seeing some great tight racing here, some very fast quality laps coming up. But first, Jess, I would like to take a quick look at our standings so far. We're in race number 5, so we're a little over halfway through the season out of our 8-race season. And right now, Ryan E is standing tall in first place. Actually, yeah, okay, it is updated. Ryan Yee with 381 points for Madhouse Beans. He is 96 points ahead of Diego Firmscasas, so quite a substantial lead. He's pretty much going to have to miss a race
No
for
kidding.
these other guys to catch up.
They have a
And,
100-point lead halfway
yeah.
through the season. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, and these other drivers are certainly no slouches at all. Diego Firmscasas, a previous champion here at SRA with 285 points, 96 points behind. James Riley, someone who kind of, I think we all knew that he was a fantastic driver and very capable of winning races, but he kind of seemed like a bit of an underdog to be this high up in this season to me, considering all of the very fast people that we have here. But James Riley, nonetheless, is in third, only a few points behind Diego Firmscasas with 279 points. Some other people I'd like to point out here, Matthew Marlowe punching above his weight, D1 not alien class for the Fly Boys, 270 points. Matt Lehman, who has won the previous 2 races and winning 2 races in a row, doesn't even get you up to Ryan Yee level here. So with 261 points, 120 points behind the leader. Some other people I would like to point out that I'm excited to see race today. Evan Kim in the V8 Vantage for Comic Racing with 170 points, sitting in 12th place. Victor Diaz in 19th, also one of the underdogs, but he's very capable, very clean racer. So I'm excited to see what he can do here today on such a tight track in his 911. And Colin, you were talking earlier about someone that you noticed that was on top of the boards. Can you tell us some more about that?
Travis Robinson, my pick for the race win.
All right, Travis Robinson. So Victor Diaz and Travis Robinson, teammates. So we will see about what those folks can do here tonight. Now let's take a glance on over to our team championship standings. Madhouse Beans, no surprise, with the likes of Jeff Spangler and Ryan Yee on that team, are ahead of the pack by a tune of 185 points. Grid Thieves, Papiga Flash with James Riley and Felipe Vicini.
It's Papega Flash, you Papega.
Papega, okay, my apologies, with 449 points. And TSC Vroom Car Drive of O'Brien and Mercer. And someone, kind of a team I didn't really expect to be doing this well this late into the season, is still holding down third place here. Even amongst the likes of folks like Pillars Racing Left Twix, who has got Diego Firmscasas on there, and Nick Sand, very fast drivers indeed. So we're going to have to take a look at this race and keep these standings in mind. But speaking of our racers, we are currently watching our silver drivers out right now on their quali laps. In the picture-in-picture, I have Q Smith, who's someone that I've been paying a little bit of attention to these last couple races here. I feel like he's really improved in his pace and his skill. Involved in some unfortunate incidents last week, but I think he's got the potential to make something happen this week if he can keep his nose clean. And but I'd also like to introduce someone a little bit new, not very new to the booth, but new, not even new to the season, but a familiar face that's hopped into the booth with us tonight in absence of Doug, who unfortunately was a little bit busy tonight. Colin Shea, welcome to the booth.
Hello, everybody. It is good to be back. Good to hear the audience, or good to see the audience again. You guys thought you could get rid of me, and you couldn't.
You thought?
Yeah, after popular demand of banning him, we decided to silence the audience.
Keep him around as a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the debate was I started calling ACC a video game instead of a simulator.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that just didn't go over well.
Got all the people that spend $10,000 on their motion rigs really angry at him. So, and those are our top donors. So, we just told them to give us more money and shut up. We're all joking
It's just
here,
unconscionable. That's like calling a rifle a gun around a Marine.
But we have 5 minutes left of the qualifying session here, and Q Smith, the person that I was just watching here in the picture-in-picture, has put it up on pole with a 1:28.040. And in second place here right now is Dan Cran with a 128.237. So a lot of pace for these guys to make up to catch to Smith here. But I'm confident that they can make it happen. Generally, you don't really get a lap in until about 3 or 4 minutes into the qualifying session, having to wait for folks that are queuing up on their laps. And so these guys are really just starting to get into their stride. I see multiple people up 2-3 tenths up on their delta, including Dan Good, who I'm going to take a look at here in the screen here, up 3.5 tenths.
Stefiak had a blistering lap and put him only less than 2 tenths behind Smith.
And Smith, I don't know if he's going to go back out, but he might have said, all right, that's about as good as I can do, and hung it up, because he's back in the pits.
Dan Cran was up. He was within striking distance of P1, but he had a rough last corner. Threw it all away.
Looking at Nate's spec, running about 4 tenths up, going to be a flyer of a lap.
Look, we have 2 Champion Motorsports senior members here in the commentators booth, so we're going to give a lot of Champion Motorsports love. If you like other conglomerates, well, you're wrong, because those other conglomerates suck, and Champion Motorsports is the best. So that's all we're going to be showing here tonight. If you were tuning in for Pillars Racing, check out the D5. Can't even check out the D5 stream. It's on YouTube back recording. But yeah, some other folks that we are looking at here. Michael Jeffries, 2 tenths up on his lap. And Good, actually, while I was talking about that, wound up putting it on pole here with a 127.9. Fastest first and third sector. And he's not quite a tenth faster than Q Smith. So still more time to be made up. Nate Specht, as you said, moved up to third place with a 128.1. More people who were up on their time. Kevin Lau.
Way up.
Way up.
Huge,
He's
huge
5
gains.
tenths up on his time right now. That'll put him in first if he can hold it together. And I know that we had someone rooting for Kelvin Lau in the chat here before the race started. So hopefully these guys are cheering him on, giving him some telepathic motivation.
He just needs one good corner. He's about to dunk on everybody.
Keep it smooth,
And he
keep it
didn't
steady.
do it. He
lost
lost
a
a
tenth. Man, that's brutal.
Still,
He's almost
still
going to
huge
gain
gains.
it back.
Still huge.
Still huge gains. Going to put him in second.
By 100.
Yep,
1.5 hundredths.
127.995.
That's how close these drivers are. And Gareth Sykes going on a
with
vacation.
the yellow flag. Yep. Some more people that I'm excited to see here tonight. Matt Schwartz in the Porsche. I know that we saw in the practice server, it may have been a little bit weighted because there was a lot of Porsches out there, but up 5 tenths. I'm excited to see what these Porsches can do.
I can tell you they feel really good around here with the right setup. I think default aggressive, you're like white knuckling, hanging on for your life around like this sector you just went through. But I tried the go setups and I was shocked by how easy it was. Like you just turned the wheel and the car went. No fuss.
Well, I know that all these pros are probably using the default safe setup because
Are you
that
serious?
is the meta here. No.
Okay.
Definitely not. Go Setups, great segue, Jess, into one of our partners here at SRA. They provide some of the best setups on the market, so I highly suggest that you check them out. They are the official setup of SRA. And Matt Schwartz puts in a great time there with 128.397 and moves him up to 11th place.
Dan Good is about to extend his lead by another 3.5 tenths, and he crosses the line in time to get one more go at it. A very good quality session from him.
Yeah, only a couple seconds left of this qualifying session, so these drivers are racing to get to the line.
Well, Michael
Dan
Jeffries
Cran.
crosses the line a little too late.
Nope, he's still got time, maybe?
Oh no, he just gave up.
Yep. Oh. But Dan Cran was up almost 3 tenths,
Look
and
what Andrew Anderson did. Michael Jeffries is good. My bad. Sorry.
Never make that mistake again, Jess.
Yes, sir.
This is gonna be a good lap for Jeffries. He needs this one.
And Jay Bray as well. A little over a tenth up right now. Losing
They'll
it,
move
gaining
him up.
it. Jeffries up from 19th to 16th. And Andrew Anderson gets the back of the pack slap. Jay Bray was a 10th up. Now he's losing that time here. Only a couple drivers left on track. Nate Speck being one of them, not setting a time though. Nate Speck goes to the pits, so Jay Bray is the last person of the silver division to qualify here. And unless he really nails these two corners, it doesn't look like he's going to be up on his time. Come on, send it. Send it. Oh, maybe. Maybe not. Nothing. All right, that was the end of our silver qualifying session. The gold drivers are going out on track right now. As I look at Matt Lehman here in the picture-in-picture, these drivers have are either on their outlap or just finishing their outlap and are getting on to their flyers. So Matt Lehman might be catching up to the pack. You can see them all queued up here.
So we're on board with Koadromo in the Porsche. I'm interested to see how he takes this chicane here and how much curb he takes. Some monstrous curbs here. This second one on the right.
A
Boom!
lot of airtime. The Porsches just tackle these curbs. We'll see a lot of it from the external cams later, believe me. Look at that, you just drive straight over it.
Which is surprising given how the McLaren performs here. It cries. When it hits the curb, most cars bounce right when they hit that second curb. The McLaren goes nose first into the wall at top speed.
So I was interested, after doing some laps here, I thought there's no way in real life drivers actually take that curb like that. And I have yet to find an onboard real life version on track of a driver taking the curb and bouncing the car.
There
So
really no GT3 onboards?
I'm finding the onboards, but none of them are taking curb through that chicane. Or at least not as roughly as it seems to be in the simulation.
You know, they're just lame because they have to worry about, investors and sponsors and not destroying the $500,000 car before the race and all that stupid stuff. Here in the glorious land of sim racing, we can send curbs at top speed, bounce right over them, and keep driving like nothing happened.
Cargo burr.
Mm-hmm. And that was Travis Robinson. I'm on the onboard of in his Porsche, finishing his lap, his first valid lap with a 1:28.337. But I'm sure we're going to see that time sip down quite a bit here, as he's already 3/10 up here in the first sector, going on to the first little straightaway here before the big chicane. Really picking up on steam now.
McCroach said Koa has two speeds, Mach 2 and Mach 3, nothing else. Very true.
Oh, and there was a spun Ferrari.
That was out of nowhere.
In the picture-in-picture. Hey, that curb will get you sometimes. Oh, got a little bit of grass there.
Koadromo just put himself P2.
Yes, he did, but Ryan Yee's poised to take it right back off of him. Oh, but Mercer takes it first. Jeremy Mercer up in P2. What does Ryan Yee have to say about it? He says, no, I'll be P1, thank you very much.
Just Ryan Yee doing Ryan Yee things, you know.
I've had enough of this guy.
Diego up a 10th on his lap, out of the first sector, going up to the chicane. And I was watching Diego in the practice race, and man, he was looking smooth as butter. It was like a ballet watching him make that BMW dance around. So he's going to be someone he's going to be a top pick for me. Now up almost 4/10 here. Absolutely flying, coming into the third sector. He's up 420. Nice.
Nice.
Now he's up 5/10. He's going to lose a little bit of it on a bit of a stuck exit there. He just needs to drop about 100th. If you're looking at the timing sheet. And up 5/10 again, 5.5/10. Great exit out onto
He's
the
gonna
main
be close
straight.
to pole.
He will be, and he's going to cross the line, moving from 14th or 15th all
By
the way
five
to second.
thousandths, he edges out P3. Or no, 500s. Excuse me. I know how to read. No, it is 5 thousandths. 10, very close.
Travis Robinson.
Yep, I'm
He's
looking at him
looking
right
good
now
in
in the
his
picture
time
in
as
picture.
well.
5/10 up. He's going to move from P19 all the way up to P7. So even with that much improvement, only puts him in P7 with a 127.862. Dan Good's time is looking good.
Look at that
if I do
airtime
say.
from Dom.
Cool.
Living on the edge. And he's still green. He's still valid, and he's still up. So true, King. So valid. 4/10. He's literally flying, boys. He keeps this up, he's going to be somewhere around P13.
There's 2.5 minutes left here of qualifying.
I'm watching Danny Durant's here, currently in P28 with a 128.68, up 3/10 up on his lap. Hits a curb real hard, but he sticks it. 4/10 up now, almost 5/10. He's going to improve quite a bit here. 5.5/10 approaching. 6/10 approaching. He's flying.
He's finding time everywhere.
Look at this man.
On the exit, too.
Took the car behind him in the qualifying session to Gappleby's. He's going to lose a little bit there and gain it back 6/10 up, crossing the line, moving from 28th all the way to 15th. Great lap from him with a 28.0.
Big lap.
Only a minute 30 left of the qualifying session here for the Gold drivers. Codromo, I'm looking at here, a minute into his lap and 2/10 up.
Which would put him damn close to pole.
And can you believe that they had this guy in D1 Silver?
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Bit shocking.
3/10 up now, moving from 6th to 1st, and he
There it
takes
is.
pole. I know his dad is probably watching here tonight, and
Let's
he's
go,
probably
Cole.
cheering him on. So there you go.
I don't want to spoil the news though, but Ryan Yee is almost 3/10 up on his time, about to
Oh
finish
my
his lap
gosh.
here. He might take pole back,
Someone take him out.
and he does.
Oh, man. Crazy. With a 127.
127.3.
Yeah.
It was a
stupid
beautiful moment,
fast.
though.
And Diego is on a good lap here. He's not improving anything, but he's not really losing. Still plenty of time to make that up. Only 30 seconds into his lap with 30 seconds left of the qualifying session for these drivers to get around. So all these drivers are going to be racing to the line here. Nick San and Peter O'Brien both pulling yellow flags here. Nick San is just chilling in the pit lane. I don't know why he's pulling a yellow flag. And as I say that, a little bit of commentator's curse for Diego Fimbres Casas, who winds up face first in a wall, holding on to his P3 position and saying, all right, that's good. Travis Nordstrom, though, 3/10 up on his lap, currently in 9th place with a 127.917. that would put him up in P3 or P4 if he could hang on to this. Fantastic lap so far. A minute and 10 seconds into it. 4 tenths now.
Michael Manning finding 6 tenths, 7 tenths. He gains 9 spots for it.
And Nordstrom's lost a little bit of that time, but he's going to move from 9th all the way up to 4th. So fantastic lap for him with a 127.637. Pretty tight grid here today, folks. Only a couple drivers left on track here, including Travis Robinson, who's on a decent lap. He's going to cross the line with no real improvement. And that's that. So that's the end of our qualifying session here today, folks. Our top 3 for the gold division is Ryan Kojeromo, Fembus Casas. And our top 3 for the silver division is Dan Good, Kelvin Lau, and Q Smith. So congratulations, folks. Very fast lap times indeed, and a very impressive lap from Dan Good in the number 817 Honda. His time really held up well against all these gold drivers coming in 5th place overall. But let us do a little track walk here. While Jess takes you around and takes a look at some of the liveries, I'm going to do a little read here as to all the people who support us. I'd like to thank our sponsors, our SRA sponsors, and our title sponsors for making streams like this happen and events like this happen. Thank you folks for all of your support. And I'd also like to thank Go Setups, like we talked about before, the official setup of SRA. They provide some very fast setups. I'd like to thank Tracer Sim Rigs, high-quality aluminum sim rigs for decent prices. So if you're interested in that, go check them out. Armamentario Software. They make some fantastic HUD options for the otherwise lackluster HUD that is included in ACC. So if you want to up your game, including some really cracked options that we saw people using during the rain race, where it gives you actually a bit more detailed weather options. So I highly recommend you check that out. I'd also like to thank Documise, which is a modern integrated business solutions company, and Retro Saga, which is a North American-based retro gaming storefront that sells consoles, controllers, games, memorabilia, anything that you can think of in the retro gaming space, they probably have it there. So go support those folks. And thank you for sponsoring us and allowing us to do what we do. But back to the grid here. Take you on a Pauly patented flyby. No stream does a flyby as good as old Pauly here in the picture-in-picture, except when people keep going in and out of their setups, and it messes me up.
Yeah, I hate that. You're making us pop the camera out from car control. Stop making us do more work.
Yeah, come on.
Like we don't do enough.
Like if you know that we're already watching you, you just have to be dead still. I mean, if you have to go back to pits, so be it. Okay.
That's right. That's right. You made a mistake.
Stream is more important. Yep.
Do it for the gram.
Beautiful pink Lamborghini of Michael Jeffries here as we are underway. Try not to give people nausea. So these folks are now on their outlap here. I'm going to take a quick look at Twitch chat before we commence the festivities. We had a poll up there earlier, but what do people think with this qualifying grid here? Who's going to be the winner? Who's going to be the surprise upset? Any predictions here in the chat? Oh, Jeromo from KP. Yeah, he's, I mean, lightning fast time. We know he's got a good car around here, and he's very, very fast. Yi for the win, Alatufo. It is very plausible that Yi might take this home. It's not like he hasn't done that before. Any other predictions? That's it, guys. But so if you guys are watching this and you're interested in what you see here, hey, he taught him everything he knows. I think that's his dad there. So he's got Dom Duran, comeback kid. It's possible. He's in 11th right now. Not the worst place to be. Hopefully avoid some of the early lap shenanigans. But if you're interested in what you see here, guys, go to sra.gg or discord.gg/Sim Racing Alliance and figure out how to get signed up today. We have a bunch of different divisions at different paces, so make sure to get signed up. We have a place for you. Lots of different fun events going on throughout the week, including our team series sprint races like you're seeing here, including endurance races, weekend sprints, and all sorts of fun stuff. As the drivers go 2 by 2, lining up for the start here. And Fazley resubscribed with Prime.
Thanks, Fazley.
Thank you, Fazley. Sorry for the late shout out here. Okay. All right, guys. As they're coming to the line here. And we're off and away for SRA Race 5, Season 6 here at Zolder.
Ryan, you had a good jump here.
People already getting really squirrely here. These Madhouse boys racing side by side, not exactly where you want to be.
No team orders today. They're going wheel to wheel.
Yes, sir. Jeff Spangler and Dan Good. Jeff Spangler coming out with the position. Matt Lehman coming out with the position over Mercer. Smith over Duran. Nixon over Specht. No drama here in the back quite yet.
But here it is. Here's the infamous chicane.
Oh,
they're late on the brake. They're close. One's cutting.
Oh, and I see a Madhouse driver off track.
Oh, Kelvin Lau.
Typical.
It's Kelvin off track.
But it looks, for the most part, it looks decently clean. No cars spinning yet.
We got more cars having to totally cut the corner to make it safe.
Oh, and I see G. Wilson and Victor Diaz spun around.
Oh, no.
Yeah, someone I was very excited to see do well here. Still a lot left to go in this race, so keep in it.
I mean, that pit window opens up pretty quick, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So here in our sprint races, we have a 55-minute pit window and a 60-minute race. So next lap around, they should be able to dive right into the pits. Help break up that time.
When that Beamer just tapped that Porsche there on the exit.
Very clean racing otherwise, though.
Their nose to tail going in the past the apex of that corner. That is scary.
Oh,
Smith
they're going
side by side. I believe that's with Duran there.
And that would be
and
Duran
Travis Robinson.
The position. Look at that trailer. Oh, and they're right on the edge. Oh, that was Robinson that made the move, I guess. Duran's still behind. I'm rusty. I'm a little rusty here. Oh, big bump over the chicane there.
And he just ate it.
Wide in the background.
Oh, once again, Dan Cran having to cut the corner there. This time on the opposite side and losing a couple spots.
I'm going to hop up to the front and see how our leaders are doing. We have Diego Fermis Casas only 2/10 off the back of Codromo. And Ryan Yee, in typical Ryan Yee fashion, has pulled a 1.2 second gap over the rest of the pack. Now 1.3 and expanding. He's turned some really fast laps here. Matt Lehman is 2/10 off the back of Spangler. Dan Good is 1.6 seconds behind. So Dan Good is the leader of that pack back there and holding everyone up.
Pit window is open.
Yeah, I was about to say we have a lot of positions dropping here as people are diving right into the pits.
A lot of
we have Nate
they're
Specht,
nearly
Duran,
rear-ending each other.
Big pile up. Interesting strategy here. This is. I mean, are they just gonna all come out at the same time?
If they nail their pit stops equally, yes.
Paulie, could you grab one of the onboards of that?
I think I can. Trying to get in here. Maybe it didn't go back quite far enough.
So many people diving into the pits. Wow.
Yeah, quite a few people. We have San, O'Brien, Stallworth, Cran, Schwartz, Specht, Marlowe, Durrance, Brown, Sykes, Diaz. All those people diving into the pits here. Very bold strategy, I will say. As these drivers are making their way back on track. And yes, they're all going to come out in a big old pack here.
And they're racing like that for 55 minutes.
Nate Specht, though, came out of this, I think, ahead of some of these drivers as he is leading this pack, leaving the pits. So
Must
that's
have had
definitely
a
a good spot to be
great
in.
stop.
It's just what champions do here at Champion Motorsports. We got great
Oh, and
stops.
Diego's going into pits early. Interesting.
Very bold strategy.
Yeah, that's a huge risk he took there.
Yeah, I mean, going into pits early means that he's going to come out with a pack of cars in front of him. So
That
we'll see
aren't
how
really
that
going to
works
give
out.
a damn about him.
And I saw another Pillars Racing driver go into the pits, and that was Loic Normando and G. Wilson also diving into the pits.
Jay Nixon has a run here on Dominic Duran. Mercedes goes left, goes right. He's going to go on the outside here. Late into the braking zone, tucks behind. They get mighty close. He's on the left. He gets a run. I'm not sure if there was contact or not. That Porsche got squirrely and he's going to lose not one, but maybe two positions. He's going to defend here on the inside. Ooh, and they make contact. Just a slight bump there. Separates the car, though. All good, Dom.
I bet there was
Just
a
got
little
to settle
contact
down
there.
and
It looked a bit rough.
Update for Kova's dad here. He's got a 1.4 second gap behind and a 2.3 second gap in front. So kind of a good place that you want to be in here. Sitting by his lone. Some can just put in some fast laps like he did during the quali. Matt Lehman is racing hard, though, right behind Jeff Spangler in the number 888 Honda.
there's some stop goes coming in. C. Brown, Stallworth, both the stop go 30s. Stallworth the plus. Are those penalties? Are those from pits?
That's a just question. I
Stallworth
can't see
must
anything.
be a penalty, or it's not from pitting because he hasn't pit yet. But Brown looks like it would be.
All right. All right. Sorry for calling you out on a stream like this.
Roasted.
Moving on. Moving on. McCrow. All over the back of Menning here. Gonna try to make a run for it, but the Porsche's straight line speed is just nowhere to be found. But he goes on the inside, late on the brakes. Oh, the Mercedes sticks it and then cuts the chicane.
I think he cut the chicane because he let off the brakes because he thought a crash was imminent. And now
like to call that
McCroat's under attack from James Riley.
Lehman is laying on the heat to Spangler here, turning a slightly faster last lap. And it looks like he's got the pace on him, but he's just patiently sitting behind, only 2/10 separating the two drivers. Odromo finding himself at the head of this pack here, must have made a small mistake. Nordstrom only 5/10 off the back now. This little pack is kind of grouping up of Dromo, Nordstrom, Spangler, Lehman here.
James Riley's teammate going side by side with Kelvin Lau.
They got real close there, but kept it clean.
Lenzing going to the pits.
Yeah, and Lehman all over Spangler for P4. Oh, it goes a little wide there on the grass. Does not get the run he wanted there out of that corner. Battles all
Nordstrom-
over the place.
Nordstrom is all over the back of Dromo here, though.
McCrow
getting
on the
real
inside
close.
of Menning.
And he sticks it and gets it done.
Menning's going to tuck back in here, though, and show him the speed of the Mercedes, but not enough to get to the braking zone.
Maybe the exit. No, sir.
Yellow flag is out. I think it's somebody in pits.
Yeah, the driver 900 is yellow flagged. I guess because he stopped at some weird angle. Get him out of here. Refs.
That Porsche just absolutely obliterating the curbs.
Oh,
Ran
what the?
with the yellow flag dropping down the order quickly here. I'm going to try to catch a replay, doing a little 360 spin to get back on track. And he just catches some gravel and gets a little bit of the old Porsche snap. Catches some damage in the back, which is not a good place to have it in the old Porsche there.
No,
He's going to lose quite a few positions over the matter.
you get a little damage in the back, and suddenly the car just loses it going over any crest while turning. The rear end is just awful.
Not a good sign for the head steward here. Camera's confused as what to do. As I'm following a pack of Riley, Menning, and McCroat here.
These drivers have been going at it for a few laps now. Durant coming into pits.
Lau as well.
Menning tries to take an outside line here around McCroat. It's not really going to work, and it's actually going to allow Riley to catch his inside corner and make him too nervous to go inside. Riley thinks better of it, kind of backs out a little bit here through this fast right. But still, nose to tail here going into the first chicane.
Oh, that's a lot of air.
Oh, and yep,
and
the Ferrari
as well.
The
And
Ferrari.
through goes Menning. Through goes Menning.
Yeah, the Ferrari is a little bit like the McLaren. It doesn't really like the bumps. But Riley seems to be right back on track and into the thick of it with Michael Jeffries.
Into the thick of it.
Looking great out there today. No TikTok memes
Into the
here
thick of
on...
it.
no, all right, muted. Nordstrom
Also big
heading in
props.
for the pits.
Big props to McCroat and the Porsche for saving that and keeping it back on track.
Keeping it pointed the right way.
That thing was high in the air and damn near
It was
sideways.
like 98% gone.
Blinzing with the yellow flag, getting a little bit spun around here, catching a replay here in the picture-in-picture camera. Ooh, catching a lot of curb and
not the
catching
Lambo.
some gravel, and then a Honda finishes him off. That was the Honda of Loic Normando.
So did either of you guys catch what happened to C. Brown, who got
No.
DQ'd?
I did not. He may have blasted through pit lane at Mach 5, and another bad lick for
great
cleansing.
into the grass,
Catching,
into the wall.
oh my, and to two walls.
Oh, and who's that?
Oh, that's Menning having trouble through the chicane.
Losing
That's
the
And
rear
racer
end.
for
McCroat takes the
cleansing.
position back. So McCroat's now back in front of Menning.
I wonder if Manning just got a track cut for that one. It was a rather straight line.
On a mission to find out what happened to C. Brown.
Diego, who pit early here, is reaping what he sowed. Now stuck behind Stallworth here, and Stallworth could say he has a stalwart defense, maybe. But 4/10 off the back, and he's stuck back there. And Stallworth is no slouch of a driver, so he's going to make sure that he keeps his position if he can.
Okay, so I know what happened. It looks like Brown got a speeding into pits and then didn't serve it, got instantly DQ'd for not serving the penalty.
Ouch. That's what you might call no bueno.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
Man, Diego is all over the back of Stallworth here,
Oh, Nixon
catching this inside corner.
going off track. That leaves Chris Defiak up his inside, or his outside rather, and up ahead before the braking zone of the next corner. Oh, we got more drama. Bray and Minning. I'll catch the replay. What happened here? Oh, Minning goes.
What else
Wait,
but
they
this
both do the
chicane?
same thing. He follows him
Wow.
through. They both make the exact same mistake. I can't say the odds of that are terribly low.
I will tell you that it's just such a scary corner, and you feel that corner once, it shakes your car enough, you almost get loose. You feel it coming around the next lap, you get nervous doing that corner again, and then sometimes it ends up being worse. And that was a few of them we saw there in a few laps in a row.
Great driving from Diego and Stallworth here. Diego keeping it a 10th off of Stallworth for basically the entire lap, and both of these guys like a ballet dancing with each other. Diego's itching to get by though.
Yeah, you're on board with Diego?
Yes.
Yeah, they're saying in chat the early pit strategy might be backfiring here.
Yeah, I definitely think it's backfiring.
Yeah, considering he's stuck in traffic, that's very frustrating for him.
Jeff Spangler spinning off track. Let's look at the replay right now. Oh, he took too much on both curbs.
Nixon catching a brief yellow flag. Oh, and Diego and Stallworth side by side into the fast right. Diego having to tuck right in though. All this fighting though has allowed Travis Nordstrom to catch up to this little pack here.
So that one chicane that's been giving everybody problems, I was expecting it, but not in this amount of volume. I mean, we're not even 20 minutes in, and how many people have suffered from that chicane?
Like 6?
Quite a few. Yeah, it's definitely not good. And some of these lower cars especially that just don't like the curbs, including the Ferrari, and we don't have any McLarens in here, but I know that the McLaren particularly doesn't like it. Just really suffer extra over that curb, so it's almost better just to avoid it if you can.
This might be Diego's chance here. He's gonna go on
He's
the
gonna
inside
have
here.
to make it
turn
his
one.
chance. Yep. Oh man.
Oh, and he
These
leaves the
drivers very
space.
skillfully avoid each other.
But clean.
And he's
That's-
taking the position. Travis Robinson tucking in right behind him, saying, "I'll take it too."
It's Nordstrom actually,
Sorry,
but
Travis Nordstrom. Too many Travises.
We have so many Travis.
that was great for Travis to get that position there too, and not get stuck behind the Ferrari as well, and to keep chasing down Diego. Swords all over Marlowe. Coming around the fast right-hander. Super wide.
Oh, we got a yellow
Not gonna
flag.
have a run.
Stallworth. I'd want to catch what happened here. Oh, and I'm too
Feel
late.
like-
But looks like he did a 180 into the wall.
At,
And then had to
at
wait
the chicane.
quite a while to get going. Oh, that's rough.
Thank you for waiting though. That is sign of a good driver there. Good awareness not to pull out on track like that in front of drivers.
You know what Marlowe's car reminds me of?
What?
From the classic Speed Racer, Racer X's car. You see it?
A little bit. A little
I
bit.
need to
From the
refresh
top.
my memory.
From the top.
There's no X, of course, but you know, squint a little bit. Well, there are on the sides.
Maybe they could get that changed for next season.
Yes, actually, we should all.
It is a cool idea.
We should all
Is
have
there
liveries
gonna-
that are like, Speed Racer.
Are there any thoughts on liveries? Has anybody heard anything?
I have no idea if there's a theme. Oh, Vicini having an off-track excursion.
not the
What
Ferrari.
happened?
Yeah, the Ferrari really has a hard time through these curbs there. Didn't even take too much and just spins. Yep,
It's
right
just so
around.
bouncy.
Keeps it away from the wall though. I mean, that's a win, right?
Yep. Only lost
It's
time.
out of the wall, out of other drivers, and rejoins the track safely. So it's about as good as you can hope for.
Run you over P10.
That's what I've been
Hasn't
watching.
ran anybody over yet, to my knowledge. Oh, when they're super close. That's the Ferrari and Marlowe. And now Marlowe's under attack by Swartz. Marlowe's gonna go wide. Ooh, that was really sketchy to be on the grass there.
That's about as far on the outside as he could have gone.
Yeah, Swartz on the outside. Gonna have a late apex here in the porch. Gonna try to make a run. I have my doubts, but it looks like it's going well. Maybe he can do something in the braking zone. Going to the right. Marlowe goes right. Nothing gonna happen. And the Ferrari stalwart ahead goes into the pit, so it's clear air ahead now.
Ran basically sniffing the bumper of Loic there.
But Jeff Spangler up ahead looks like he was off track for a moment and lost 2 spots to Nixon and McCroat. Running over Chris Stefiak.
Oh, and speaking of running over, Duran almost runs over Loic and kind of backs out of the corner there, saving both of them.
Oh, I think they touched right there.
Yeah, if anything, it was just a tap. Nothing too crazy. Cars look fine for the most part. Oh, and this is Diego, not in the spot he wants to be. Nordstrom now attacking him. Really close in the braking zone. Squeezes him a little there.
Vicini taps out. Oh, look at this run on Chris. Or on by Chris on Run You Over. Not quite enough to beat him to the next corner. Surely enough to make him sweat.
Little train developing here in the picture-in-picture, San, O'Brien, and Durrance. And as Vicini heads into the pits.
Ryan Yee. What was he up? 6 seconds, I think?
Yep,
Said
6.6 seconds.
flying.
Absolutely booking it out there. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer.
Go Speed Racer, go!
If you'd like to join the SRA acapella group, then I don't know where to go. Contact
Yeah,
someone.
don't DM me. I will not respond.
Jeff Spangler heading into the pits. Brian all over the back of Sand here. Going to this final chicane onto the front straight. Only a 10th separating the two. Sand defends on the inside. Still keeps a good line out. Great driving from both of these guys. O'Brien takes a little bit of a late apex there to try to see if he can get a bit of a run. And he kind of gets it. He's all over the back of San, going into this fast right out of the first sector. Into the chicane. Both drivers just completely avoid the curb. Smart thing to do after some of what we saw here.
We
These guys are
Paddle.
close.
I think the BMW probably picked up a warning
yeah,
right
was,
there.
Yeah, that was definitely a cut. Not sure if it was a no time gained or not, but
Surely.
Porsche's just waiting for his chance to get alongside and beat him on the brakes. That's what's so dangerous here about defending from a Porsche is the brakes are just incredible on that car. Great onboard view here.
It's really scary when you're a Porsche attacking and you've got another Porsche behind you, because if you get held up, the other guy behind you, you know he'll use his brakes even more than you can. That might put him into your rear end.
At least you know that you can brake with someone. You don't have to predict it, you know? 1/10 between these guys. Great driving from O'Brien here, keeping it this close to San for this long.
He's been real patient here, waiting for his opportunity, waiting for his chance. Looks up the inside there, decides not this time, but he's closer than ever. He had a run last lap. He's going to have a run here.
Not fast enough
not
to go around
through
the
the left.
outside, though.
Ooh, man, those guys are almost kissing there. I'm going to go for the onboard.
I think Peter's best bet is just keep putting on so much pressure that he racks up track cuts and has to get out of your way.
Chat's having a good conversation here. Nordstrom and Fimbres Casas, that was P3, and then Diego, I believe, P2. Maybe I have it wrong, but going into pits. But did they lose too much time here? And Coadrome would take the spots.
I can tell you Diego's 50 seconds behind the leader.
And time in pits is... Well, time in pits is 39 seconds total time. So they may have lost enough time for Code to take those spots and keep them.
We'll see though, because there it is. You got to get out of pits. Once you're out of pits, you got to get back up to speed, get your tires going, and get back in a groove. And you got to nail your pit stop, which is a funny pit entrance here. It's like a full.
And it's horrifying if you're entering behind somebody who's not going into the pits, because you would be you're blowing through a braking zone. Whoever designed this honestly needs to be taken to The Hague.
Still just mesmerized by the Sand and O'Brien fight. But I see Travis Robinson into the pits.
Hitting halfway through here.
That's his protest to the 55-minute pit. Pitting in the normal pit window. I'm going to switch off of these guys because they've been too close for too darn long. I mean, they may just stay glued to each other the whole darn race. I'm going to take a look at Matt Schwartz for a minute here. Only 5/10 off of the back of Marlowe. And these guys have also been really close together all race here. Actually, I have to switch back to the O'Brien fight here. They are side by side going into the second chicane here. And Sand takes that inside line and keeps it from him. This battling has allowed Durant to stay on board with them, though. I mean, he hasn't gained or lost either. These guys have just been glued to each other. What's going on here?
Racing.
That might be what's going on.
Sometimes it's strategy. Sometimes you don't want to fight too much if you know you want to pass people.
Hold
in
up.
pits.
Big thing here, O'Brien has just passed Sand. It almost looks like he let him by a little bit. Or he got a better line out of the previous corner. But the Sand is having to defend heavily from Durant's directly behind.
Oh, did it already happen?
It happened a while.
Oh, damn. Sorry.
It should be.
Oh, no, now it happened. Yeah, he did give it up, it looks like. It's like he lifted.
Is this still a replay?
Yeah, I just played a replay, and it's going to end any second now. There we go.
Nice.
Ray losing some positions for a reason. I don't know.
Matt Lehman is all on Kodroma right now. 0.2 off. Which will be interesting to see if one of them decides to pit soon because of that. But we are currently on board with Durant's following Sand.
He's getting all in his rearview mirrors in these braking zones.
Yeah, I bet you Durant is sick of looking in the back of a Beamer. Ready to get by, but opportunity has yet to present itself.
Take a look at Kodromo, who actually just got passed by Matt Lehman. Huge development here in this fight. Matt Lehman's been banging on his door for a couple laps now. These top drivers have elected to stay out. Seems to be one of the dominant strategies that these drivers have used in their playbook. Staying out, keeping this clean air, and lapping with the faster drivers. Sometimes it works for the overcut, but the undercut really seems to be the dominant play if you're in the top half of the field, top 10.
Oh, it was Matt pitted, won the race by pitting later twice now.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if Ryan E has learned from that, and Ryan E is going to stay out till the last minute, as well as Matt, to try to avoid getting cut like that.
Ryan Yee is 9.4 seconds ahead at this point in the race. 28 minutes left to go. So not an insurmountable lead, but definitely a healthy one.
Yeah, does not want to pit into traffic, because that could be damaging. But it's Zolder. I don't know the name of that chicane. I keep calling it the chicane. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
The chicane.
It
The
can
With a little bit
race
of gusto.
at any lap.
Oh. Your next guy's got to run. Oh, and instead he goes up the inside.
Oh, what a move! Spangler in the Honda, beautiful.
Speaking of Hondas here, I'm looking at Dan Good and Q Smith battling it out here for 4th position.
And
Good is only a 10th off.
Who is that?
And he's going to make his move here into the first corner, and no, he's not quite.
That was weird.
Looks like they went back to pits, but that's a good battle you're watching there, Paul.
I think that was Stallworth.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that would make sense. Stallworth wasn't a Ferrari.
And Smith is up the inside of Dan Good.
And now these cars behind blue flags are catching up to them. This is getting a little bit awkward. Let's take a look at the relative to see who these folks are. Directly behind Good, we have Anderson, Vicini, and Lau. And Anderson was complaining when earlier when he hopped in the commentator's booth to wish us good luck about how slow he was here, but he seems to be holding his own. Vicini and Lau is good company to have.
Not the best race for them, though. Not this week.
Look, I'm trying to hype him up here. Okay?
And I'm trying to be honest.
Moving on. Not many cars haven't pit yet for 23 minutes left. It's only what? 11 cars that haven't pit?
Yeah, vast majority of the drivers electing to do it early this time. Guess trying to get out of each other's way, but if everybody does that, then are they getting out of each other's way?
No. The answer is no.
Come on, sheeple. Learn. Pit at different spots. Oh, and Dan Good getting really squirrely here.
No!
Ooh, face first into a wall.
Boom. That's
And
a bad
Ronnie
advantage.
Over is going to pass him. Stefiak is going to pass him. Going from 5th place down to... And getting passed by Nixon as well. So 8th place with nose damage.
Hate to see that.
Yep. That's the thing here about Zolder. One little spot like that, and yeah, your race can be done. Or not done, but severely hindered. And Good, though, still bringing the fight to Nixon. Only 5/10 off. Hopefully he can keep his composure here. I know it's definitely hard to do after a spin like that. You're banging your head into your wheel saying, why? And, yeah.
So, Paulette, what corner do you think you're going to spin at tomorrow?
1, 2, 3.
That was going to be my answer.
4, 5. If I'm feeling frosty, maybe even 6.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't betting on you getting out of pits, so
I mean, yeah, I could
that
spin
left
there
out of
too.
pits is pretty tricky, you know. Those walls are pretty close.
You know, I've done it before. In quali, last time we raced here, I got a little frosty coming out of the pits, and that wall that sticks out a little bit came up a little faster than I expected, and slammed right into it. So maybe I learned my lesson on that. Maybe I didn't. We'll see tomorrow. And speaking of, if you like what you see here tonight, and you want some more of this awesome racing action, be sure to check us out on Twitch here tomorrow night to watch the D2 stream.
We gotta run here. The Beamer took a defensive line. We'll see what the run he gets here. Seems to be just about even. But Durant's still very much a threat to Sand.
I'm looking at Marlowe, Schwartz, and Wilson here in the picture-in-picture. These guys have been hanging out with each other for quite a while. And Spangler also not too far away from this fight. Anderson losing the positions to Vicini and Lau. Tucking in behind these folks here. under direct fire from a orange flag or a blue. He's a blue flag. Stefiak right behind him. These drivers have seemingly spread out a little bit here as the pit strategies diverge a little bit. A few really close battles, though, which I'm going to highlight. Jay Bray, who we saw with some difficulties early on, overtaking Michael Jeffries. The camera doesn't even know what to look at. Michael Jeffries hot on his tail, though, waiting to take that position back. A little bit of bump as Jay Bray takes a bit of a defensive line. But they make it through clean. Michael Jeffries makes it through clean. He's going to lose a lot of that time there to Bray, now 8/10 off. Jeffries is one of those drivers that hasn't pitted, including Bray. So both of these guys are chilling out here. Everyone else behind them has pit. The leader of those who have pit already, obviously being Diego and Travis Nordstrom. But then we have Mercer, Robinson, and Specht not too far behind. Also, an interesting note here. Michael Jeffries has the tied time for the fastest time, or the fastest speed through the speed trap at 229 kilometers an hour on the straightaway, as he gets a couple of flashes
Pretty fast.
from Mercer behind.
I can't even count that high.
1, 2,
Don't
10.
bully me.
Like we use the Tootsie Pop Owl math here at
Skip
the
a few.
D1. Yep. D1 commentator's booth. Mercer is all over the back of Jeffries. He really wants by. And Jeffries not defending. He's doing exactly as he's told. But he takes a little bit of gravel there and is going to let Mercer by. Now, who's that directly behind? Travis Robinson is going to have to navigate the big pink Lamborghini.
He drove a nitsy bitsy teeny weeny little pink Lamborghini.
And that's going on his website. Oh
no!
And he gets some spin action going on there, and Travis Robinson finishes him off with a little bit of a bump. A little bit of rear damage there. Getting real ugly with O'Brien behind, catching some flashes. And as Michael Jeffries is a little off speed there. But hopefully Travis Robinson, he doesn't look like he got through that okay. He's got some heavy damage to the front there. Now under direct fire from Nate Specht behind. He's only 7/10 off. Nate Specht is definitely looking to take this position here.
Durant wants it so bad, goes up the inside here, sand. And he gets the job done. He's out in front.
Not bad, not bad.
So I'm going to take a quick mention of some of our last lap timing here. Ryan Yee, last lap was a 128.745. Matt Lehman in second place with a 129.3. Kodromo with a 129.2. Hugh Smith with a 129.4. So it's safe to say that Ryan Yee is booking it, as the kids might say.
We should try to get sponsored by Booking.com.
Booking. Yeah. Look, I mean, it was that easy. Okay. They might even have to pay us for that ad read right there.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant to bring it up for free advertisement, but you know, I took a risk.
Look, I'll get a couple of sample ad reads in here. And our Booking It driver of the day, sponsored by Booking.com. How about that? Someone send it in. I can't see why they wouldn't buy it.
This production is sponsored in part by viewers like you.
I mean, if we could get on PBS.
Cran's gonna have a run here. Choosing the outside line, saying huge defensive line here might compromise him, and he goes wide on the exit. He's still gonna be in front. I'm gonna hop back on the traditional racing line and keep the position.
If we get on PBS, can we make all of our race streams into like a box DVD set?
That would be so sick.
With Tyler's face eating the loaf of bread. Just
I'm still waiting for the SRA calendar.
That would be epic as well.
That would be awesome.
Dad bods.
And Mercer
from the
getting
inside
by
of
Bray. That's my pass. Nixon going into the pits. So let's see who has and hasn't pit yet.
Everybody up front.
Where is it?
P7 and not pit yet.
Yeah, Bray hasn't pit. It looks like Jeffries has elected to pit after his little incidents there, winding up in 28th position, so not too bad.
Diego is still only 46 and dropping now behind because Ryan Yee's pitting. Okay, so at the time Ryan Yee pit, he was still only 50 seconds ahead of Diego. So they pretty much have been neck and neck on pace since the last time we bothered to check.
Diego's gonna McCroat's gonna let Diego by here.
Hugh Smith also heading into the pits.
And give Nordstrom the same treatment and let Nordstrom go through as well. What a nice driver.
Ryan Yee, time in pits.
I wonder why he did that instead of just pitting right now.
What? Ryan Yee's pit was extra long. He had 9 seconds time stopped. Everyone else has 5 seconds and a 43-second total time in pit. So he must have had a really bad stop. And he's come out ahead of Diego by 5.8 seconds.
I was gonna say he was lapping pretty good, so maybe he bought himself some cushion room to be able to afford that in pits, but
still not what you like to see. Matt Lehman was only 11 seconds behind, so
but Lehman might end up close to Diego then.
He might. 12 minutes left of this race, so he's still got quite a bit of time left to go. But he's going to have some booking it moments here. Last lap was a 128.9, so he is improving steadily on his pace.
Kevin Lau thought about it.
A little more speed.
Patrick O'Brien looked to gain some good ground there on that Beamer. as that Beamer's trying to track down Nate Speck in the Aston. Smith is in a dangerous position right now.
Yep, 2 ways to die.
Just been glued here on Diego and Travis Nordstrom in the picture-in-picture.
Yeah, so how have they been doing? Has Nordstrom been just following Diego, or has have they been fighting?
They've more or less just been following each other around. Not a whole lot of fighting. Travis really doesn't have enough there to quite fight him. Hanging around half a tenth half a second and a little over half a second behind. So they're just kind of flapping their ways up to the front.
Yeah, I wonder if Travis is holding out as Smith gets really close there. Excuse me. I wonder if Travis is waiting it out, and giving it a last few minute push here, maybe.
Saving his tires.
Yeah, saving his tires, and sorry, the main point of it was knowing that you have people like Lehman and Dromo that you don't want to fight too much because you want to be in front of those people when they pit. So you would not like to waste time and fight. Rather fight later and work with Diego. There's the one thing that's I guess it happens in all GT3 racing, but I know in like go-karting you can use like hand signals to communicate with each other, like tell another driver, hey, no, let's not battle, let's catch up to the group ahead of us. Not too much of an option.
I want problem all the time.
Yeah, now we race anybody and everybody you race.
These drivers are very experienced, and sometimes that experience with each other on track can communicate what you want to do. But someone that you guys should be paying attention to on the mainstream, I don't know if you already are, but Q Smith and O'Brien have been getting pretty close to each other.
Yeah, they have. If you really want to communicate, the best advice I can give you is just to use your flashers as often as possible.
Just constantly spam your flashers if you're the car behind.
It really gets the message across, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, really gets it. And then that's how we get a rule of no flash.
Well, that is a hot debate. I'm not a big believer in banning the no flashing. I do find it annoying.
I think it's a sportsman thing, you know.
Yep.
You know who you are if you flash a lot, and those people who are on the receiving end of said flashes and know who those people are. So I think it's a good sportsman-like conduct to not be flashing people all the time.
But if you see Paulie, make sure you give him.
If you see
Make sure
me,
you give him. Just because of this, make sure you flash Paulie the next time you pass him.
But not a lot, just once. Don't make it excessive.
Well, you won't have a whole lot of time to be flashing me a lot because I'll probably be spun around backwards on track. So just one flash, because you'll be going so fast past me. So
8 minutes left in this race here at Zolder. We're still battling for positions. We're watching D Good in the Honda, blue Honda leading this pack with Swartz and Marlowe behind. And then Wilson and Spangler going through the chicane. They all make it out all right.
Odromo has maintained that 3.5, 4 second gap for the last like half a race here between him and Lehman. So we're going to be very interested to see where he comes out. Only a couple minutes left of the pit window here. Like I said, a 55-minute pit window here for our Team Series sprints. Switch. Oh, and Travis Nordstrom into the wall, face first. Not good. Catching some curb real bad.
That's
I'm
huge.
going to catch the old replay. Just following Diego right through, and the first curb gets his car unsettled, and yep, face first into the tire barrier.
Man.
And
Travis, you were having a great race.
yep, he drops
Oh,
only
and
one
that
position, but quite a bit of time. A lot of
We
damage
got-
to the front.
2 wide. We're almost going 3 wide. No, we're going 2 wide. Oh, I don't know who gets by there. I think that's a Honda. That must have been Spangler. They get by a Porsche. Oh, and then there's contact.
Marlowe going around and out the outside after trying to close the door on Schwartz.
And
Schwartz is
I
through.
see in the picture-in-picture Q Smith having some trouble on track, and Nate Specht and Peter O'Brien getting by. Ivan McCroat heading into the pits, and Koa Dromo coming out of the pits. And Koa is going to come out behind Diego by 4.8 seconds.
Did you already announce the drive-thru? Did you just say that?
I did not. Drive-through
Oh, no.
for who? From who?
Smith. Q Smith in the BMW.
Yep.
He's had a lot of airtime tonight. A lot of great battling. Unfortunate to see that drive-thru.
Ryan Yee, 5/10 off the back of Chris Stefiak here. Luckily, he has a teammate right behind him of Kelvin Lau. Fellow Madhouse driver.
Oh my gosh. Patrick O'Brien is a madman.
And Matt Lehman goes into the pits. And he's stopped, and he's away. So let's take a look at this time stopped here. We have 5 seconds time stop, so a great pit. And the time is closing. Yee gets by Lehman.
And Q Smith made
Diego,
the move.
Only 40 seconds time stop for Matt Lehman, so a great pit from him. Diego is going to get by him. Matt Lehman falls to 5th place. Matt Lehman still is relatively close here. 1.2 seconds separating him from Diego here. And Ryan Yee is getting held up pretty good by Chris Stefiak. Only 3 minutes and 50 seconds left of this race. Jay Bray also heading into the pits now.
Patrick O'Brien trying to make this move, trying to get that position back from Smith. Peter O'Brien, sorry, I've been saying Patrick, I think. I apologize sincerely for that. Peter O'Brien. Alright.
Been wanting to strike back on Smith, but not finding anywhere to go. That BMW's been real wide in his view.
Yeah, that was quite the battle they had there.
Ronnie Over heading into the pits.
And Q Smith is going to have to serve that drive-thru at some point here.
It really doesn't make sense to battle people when you got to drive through. Maybe if you got a teammate you're trying to hold people up for, but
That's not recommended either to purposely hold people up, but I actually don't know what's in the rule book, so.
Well, it's his position and his right to the position, even though he's got to drive through.
Looks up the inside. Can't make it happen.
Stefiak and Smith headed into the pits. Smith is serving that drive-through penalty. Ryan Yee takes his first place. 2 minutes left to go. Pit window is closed.
When Kelvin Lau is off the track.
Mercer and Nordstrom side by side going to the chicane. They even back out. I think that there was no pass, right? That's even positions.
Yeah, they just swapped.
Yeah.
Oh, they did make the move. Okay.
Yeah, they
sorry.
swapped twice.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm out of it.
Oh, and the big dive around
man.
the outside. Around the outside.
On the outside.
One minute left.
Nordstrom has all that damage on the front of his Porsche.
Oh, close behind.
Totally
his
missing the
teammate,
apex.
Peter O'Brien
Mercer.
gets around Nate Specht.
Mercer is going to take that position from him. And like I said, Nordstrom with all that damage was just unable to hit that apex.
Huge final lap for Team TSE Wolf. Both drivers getting around the guy they were battling.
Dump beat. Someone take him out.
Toe GD's asking, where did Rania start?
It's a great segue into our winners and losers. Rania Over is 14 positions up from his start, sitting in 7th right now. So Diego is up 1 position. Matt Lehman is up 5. Leaders on the final lap, folks, as we're looking at Peter O'Brien up 11 positions. It's pretty darn good. Dan Good down 11, so is Spangler. Q Smith down positions after 10 positions after his drive-through. Loic up 7, great drive for him. Sykes up 6. Kelvin Lau down 21 from where he started.
Ouch. Shame to see that. I know we got Kelvin Lau fans in chat.
Dan Cran is looking at that clock and he's saying, and time to boogity boogity. He wants this position on San in front real bad. Only two tenths separate these folks. Nick San has been defending all day. And not a scratch on his car to show for it either. So, must have been doing a good job.
I hope I have that kind of luck tomorrow.
I know I won't, so. This track hates me and I hate this track.
Sounds like a skill issue.
Skill issue, I know.
And that's it. Ryan Yee P1, Diego P2, Matt Lehman P3.
There we go,
It's your
folks.
podium finishers. Congrats to those drivers.
Kodroma brings it around for P4. Mercer, after the last lap pass over Robinson, takes 5. Or, sorry, Nordstrom takes 5, and Nordstrom takes 6. Ronnie over 7th. Robinson 8th. Peter O'Brien 9th. Nate Specht 10th. And our final silver pole finisher is Chris Stefiak, as Dan Cran finishes right behind Nick San. Those names rhyme.
Are you sure you're right on that, Paulie?
No,
I
Ryan
know
Nee's
him.
pole.
No. For silver, my friends.
But is it not Rania over?
Yeah, Rania Over, Nate Specht, and Chris Stefiak.
Oh, yeah.
So those are the folks that we're going to be looking for our upcoming interview. So stick around, folks, if you want to hear those. And if you're watching, make sure to head over to a race chat so we can pull you in. Thank you guys for tuning in. That was a fantastic race. I can't look at the anime car. Give me the Champion Motorsports car. Boom, boom, boom. What are we doing? Finding people. Thanking
Just a
people.
sec,
That's
my
what I'm going to do.
frames per second is just tanked. Hold on.
You don't need those.
At least that happened at after the race ended.
Good now. Yeah, sorry about that.
So we're looking for uh, Diego. I see him in the chat. Not a whole lot of other D1 folks tuning in quite yet.
Come on, folks.
And Matt Lehman.
I should
All
know by
right, we're
now.
getting closer. Ryan Yee, you better hop in here.
You know, if you're a winner, make yourself available.
I see.
Who else do we got?
I see
We're
Matt
look-
and Diego.
I see Matt and
Get their
Diego.
race review one.
All right, no Nate Spector. Oh, there we go. There's Nate Spect. All right, we'll start pulling people in. I'm gonna pull Diego in here first. Diego, welcome to the booth, buddy, and congratulations on the P2. Hard fought for you. We were looking at the timings pretty much all night for you guys and keeping people updated. It was very interesting to see the overcut versus the undercut. We saw you got caught in some traffic, and you were just hanging out there with Travis Nordstrom for quite a while there until he caught some wall off of the first chicane. But how are you feeling out there, and how was the overcut?
I think that the strategy was good, to be honest. I think that was a move because I was stuck behind Koa, and then I was like, you know what, it's Zolder. It's gonna be hard to overtake. So you know what, screw it. I'm gonna pit in as soon as possible. And I actually came out in pretty clean air. I didn't really have a lot of traffic. I only got stuck behind one car, which cost me, I don't know, like 5-6 seconds at least. Um, I think just because of that, I don't know, maybe if that didn't happen, maybe I would have overtaken Ryan, or I would have been, I don't know, like a second behind him when he came out. But besides that, Travis Nordstrom, he can be really honest. Even though I had 3 warnings the majority of the race, so I was taking it pretty chill. Actually, the first 3 warnings came in the first few laps because I couldn't in the second chicane. Since I had Koa in front of me, I couldn't see the apex of the second part, so I cut it a little bit too much. So after I got the second warning, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk being stuck behind Koa. I'm just gonna pit and have a clear vision in front of me because I don't want a DT. But yeah, the car felt good. Um, I was taking it. I was pushing, but not pushing because I didn't want to get a DT. Considering I had trick track limit warnings, but yeah, this track is a workout, man, and the tire wear is it's pretty interesting to say the least.
Well, you were doing a fantastic job out there, and it was interesting to see how you and Travis just kind of tucked in with each other and just weren't battling, just trying to keep up your speed and make sure that you kept time with the rest of the pack. And you only wound up like 7 seconds behind Ryan Yee, so not bad at all. And then we were also looking at Matt Lehman, seeing where he was going to come out because he was using his dominant strategy of staying out late, and
Yeah.
it didn't really wind up paying. It did pay off for him, but he wound up in third place. But yeah, you're definitely looking really good out there today, and congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, even though actually the car got a little bit like edgy in the middle of the stint, and then when I was on, I don't know, when I hit maybe 50, 40 liters, that's when the car started to come alive again. So because Travis and I, we were trading laps, so like he will catch up a little bit to me, and then we'll make the gap bigger. And we were like that for I don't know, used to be like half an hour at least until he sadly lost it on the infamous chicane. I just saw him fly straight into the wall, and I was like, well, I guess that's that.
Yeah, I was watching you guys for like probably 10 minutes, just lap. I was waiting for something to happen. I was like, all right, well, these guys are just going to be chilling back there. And I was like, I'm going to turn away. And then boom. Oh, man.
Yeah,
But
that was pretty sad because he was actually throughout the race he was pretty good there. He was really consistent. It's just I think it's just the nature of that chicane. Sometimes I mean you just get it a little bit wrong and you're dead. and it sucks. To be honest, it really sucks.
Well, thank you for joining us up here, Diego, and we look forward to hearing from you again very soon.
Alrighty, thank you for having me. Have a good night, guys.
You as well.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
man. See you next time.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye bye.
All right, I see Ryan Yee up here, so I'm gonna hop him up. Ryan Yee, our race winner. Here is your weekly celebration area. Welcome to the commentators booth, and congratulations on your win. Definitely a closer one than some. We were looking at the timings, and had it not been for Diego getting caught up by some folks, we predict that he would have been maybe a second, maybe less, maybe a little bit more behind you. But you were really driving out there. You were really driving good out there, setting absolutely flying lap times. Sometimes 3-4 tenths over the rest of the pack. So, but how was the car, and how were you feeling out there?
Car was pretty okay. Tire wear was not particularly great, but I made sure the car wouldn't die over his stints. I did that earlier today, so I'm happy I didn't just go in blind for that. What else? There's something else. I also had some traffic on before I pitted, so I think Diego and I may have ran to the same cars, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he got hung up by Stallworth for quite a few laps there. It was I made the joke. I got a little boost from a stalwart defense from Stallworth. No, hey, I got a laugh. Okay, but
Pity laugh.
yeah, but yeah, you got held up by Stallworth for a good couple laps there, and we about 5 seconds of time held up. So you guys wound up 7.2 seconds away from each other in the end. So. Yeah, pretty close. But yeah, I mean, you just kept it. You did Ryan Yee doing Ryan Yee things. You put it up front quickly, and you kept the pace on the whole time.
Yep, happy to actually make it out front this time. It's been since Barcelona since I've been on the top step, so it's nice to be back.
Yeah, Champion Motorsports, woo! Matt Lehman, let's go. Congratulations, Ryan. But
yes, thank you.
Thank you for joining us up here, Ryan. And I know that we're gonna see you up here again many more times this season. So till next week.
Yep, thanks for having me.
See you next time.
Bye.
And Devil himself, Matt Lehman, bringing him up here. Matt, welcome to the commentators booth. Champion Motorsports with the P3, okay, and you've been killing it this season. We were paying really close attention to the timings and seeing if you were going to come out on top. Ryan Yee had a bit of a bad pit stop, and you wound up right behind Diego, only about a second. But you had some really good racing out there, putting out some great pace the whole time, and some really good battles through the first half of the race. How are you feeling out there? And how was the car?
Yeah, thanks, Polly. The race was overall fairly uneventful. I got a couple spots early on in the race, and then it was just kind of following the train, waiting for somebody in front of me to make a mistake, and just kind of capitalize on that. Mid part of the race, honestly, I had free air kind of for about half the race, in the middle stints over there. So was just putting down clean laps, although it could have been cleaner. Honestly, I thought I had P2 in the bag until after the pit came out and Diego's massive undercut apparently worked. So I was like, damn it. But yeah, still happy with P3. I didn't have the pace to challenge Yi for P1. So yeah, just happy to be on the podium.
Yeah, well, certainly a fantastic drive out there, but he did get held up just a little bit by some other cars, about 5 seconds, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. So it wasn't all peaches and cream out there, but yeah, it did wind up working out for him. Not too much of a hold up in comparison to some other races. So, but even still, sometimes it's hard being out by yourself as well, trying to keep up your pace and keeping yourself at the same level and trying to pace the car in front of you by looking at the timings and stuff like that. So
yeah, exactly. I
Not easy either way.
could have been I definitely could have been more consistent, when I had free air. Like there were definitely a fair few sloppy laps from on my part, so yeah, it's just one of those. Had I cleaned, a few more laps, I could have maybe, came out ahead of Diego, but oh well, it is what it is.
Well, there's always next week, and but thank you for coming up here, and congratulations on the P3, and we hope to see you again next week, and hopefully your strategies play off then.
Sounds good. See y'all next week.
See you.
See ya. All right, now to bring in some of our silver drivers. Who do we got? I don't see Ronnie Over, our silver winner, but I do see Nate Specht, who is our number 2. So I'm going to bring him up here now. Nate Specht, we had Matt Lehman up here a second ago, your teammate in the best conglomerate in the entire league, hands down, Champion Motorsports. And he was saying that he was having a good race. How about yourself?
I finally, after how many races this season, had a clean race, start to finish. My strategy worked out. I was able to battle people and not die, and my pace was good. So overall, I'm super pumped with a P10. That's my first top 10 in D1. It's my second podium in D1 Silver, and you'll notice at the end of the race, I don't know if you caught it, but I let O'Brien through.
Yeah.
I was so content with just finishing where I was. I was not risking such a good finishing position. So yes, I am quite happy with the result today.
Yeah, definitely a lot of strife for you at the beginning of the season, and not for a lack of pace or skill. You had some unfortunate incidents and entanglements with other drivers, and I'm very glad to see you up here. Yeah, just a fantastic race from you, and I know that we're going to see a ton more of these from you.
I hope so.
Providing that you keep your nose clean and out of some of those incidents. But yeah, a great race from you, and you got quite a lot of airtime and a lot of good battles. So
that's good. Yeah, I'd like to shout out to Nick San. He defended against O'Brien and the other guys behind me when we came out of the pits for a good 25 minutes, allowed me to gap him. And then, yeah, that really was my race right there. I had clean air, was able to just check out. It was, couldn't have worked out better.
Nick San was going crazy on the defense. He was defending for probably 3/4 of the race. So he got a lot of airtime. Making that
Really
BMW extra wide.
I probably wouldn't be P10 without him. So thanks, Nick.
All right, well, Nate, thank you so much for joining us up here, and hopefully this luck can carry you through the rest of the season.
God, I hope so. All right, thanks, boys.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Who else are we looking for? We're looking for
a hero.
I'm holding up for a hero to the end of the night. Who is our P3?
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh, you guys are supposed to keep track of this
Stefiak?
while I lays out. Stefiak, yes. Saw him in here earlier, I thought. Guess not. Well, I guess that concludes our stream, folks. I'd like to give a shout out. If you'd like to bring up the sponsor stream, sponsor slide, Jess.
I don't have a sponsor slide.
The one where the people are on it. You know. All right, never mind, guys. Okay, but I'd like to give a shout out to all of our SRA and title sponsors. You guys make fun events like this happen, and also fun events happen throughout the week. So thank you so much for your support. I'd also like to give a shout out to Documize, which is a business solutions company, and Retro Saga, a North American retro gaming company. They have all your retro gaming needs covered, so be sure to go check them out. I'd like to give a shout out to Go Setups, the official setups of SRA, Track Racer Sim Rigs, the official sim rig of SRA, and Armamentario, the official HUD software of SRA. And I'd like to give a special shout out to all of those watching tonight. We wouldn't be up here enjoying our Tuesday afternoon if it weren't for you guys. So thank you for tuning in and all the love and support that we see in chat. And with that, it's good night.